cow protection in the Western world. And it's a topic that is very vast, but we're going to try to give a gist of a little bit of that in 4 different sections. So cow protection, we look at it into 4 different sections. So one being spirituality. Cows are very spiritual beings. So that's one topic we're going to touch on. Another thing is health. Today's day and age, the food, the way it's produced, and how is it coming to our plates, that's also a big topic when it comes to cows. Also, another thing is that's among the devotees is the ethics, the way the dairy products and the dairy industry works. That's another different topics, which is ethics that needs to be looked at. And another one is that we looked at is environment. How is animal husbandry working when it comes to cow protection and the way the animal is treated, and what type of impact does it have on the environment? So we'll start off with cows. Like, what's so special about cows? So it'll be a disclose, but I'll ask a few questions as we go move around. So why cows? What's so special about cows? Anyone? What's so special about cows? Cows are considered to be your mothers. Why is that? Why is cows are considered to be the mothers? Yes, ma'am. Yes, they give milk. What else? What else do they do? So just to understand this a little bit more deeper, yes, they give us milk, but also goats give us milk. We never call them mothers. And also water buffalo, they give us milk as well. And we never call them mothers. But cows have something very, very unique, very, very special. And that is just like a dog, it has the loyalty aspect in him quite a bit, like tremendous amount. So loyalty is something that is gifted in that living entity that is loyal to his master, to the not even your son can be that loyal like the dog can. So cows have something very special, which is called compassion. In Hindi we use a word called mamta. Okay? So cow has something, compassion, motherly love, and it's tremendous amount. So much so that no other being has this much like the cows do. And how can we prove that? So one of the things the cows have, let's say if there was a human female, while she's giving birth, she passes away. I've never seen it, only heard it. Maybe another human female might breastfeed that baby, it will live. But never ever would a human female ever put a puppy to her breast, a pig to her breast. In fact, actually, there's no species on the planet, in the universe, that will share their milk willingly other than a cow. No species will ever share their breast milk with anyone else other than their own baby, except cows. If a goat ever feeds another goat baby, it's a big deal. She'll never do it. A water buffalo, if she feeds another water buffalo's baby, it's a big deal. She'll never do it. But cows are very compassionate, very, very compassionate. They will willingly share their milk with not just her own kind, but different species. And that's why we call her mothers. Okay? Because the mother compassion is too much in a cow. So that is one thing that we need to understand what cows are, And another thing is, we have to understand is today's generation. How many of you like the food here compared to back home? How many like the food in back home, wherever you're from, the food back home, or do you like the food here? How many like the food back home? And how many like the food here? One child. So a lot of people, you can see the majority of us will opt for the food back home. Why is that? It's the way the food is grown in this country. Okay? When you go to a grocery store, there's 2 types of food. There's the conventional food, and then they have a word set that says organic. Right? Organic looks not that great and it's twice the price. Okay? So conventional food, how is that grown? How is the conventional food grown in this country? is grown with synthetic fertilizers, okay? Synthetic chemical fertilizers. So what happens is when we consume this food, we're a living organism, okay? So when we consume that food, we're not meant to consume the chemical part of it. So our organs pushes out, right? It rebukes the chemicals that are going into our body. Some people might lose their follicles. You know, I started getting bald at, in my late 20s. Some people might have thyroid, kidneys, other issues, skin issues. So we can't devour chemicals, so we push it out through our organs. They reject those. And so everybody understands, like, conventional food is something that we can consume, the chemical part of it. So how is the organic food grown here? What did they put as a fertilizer in organic here? Yeah, that's what I would think. So mother said manure. But we have to go back and realize who's keeping cows here. There's two types of people that keep cows here. A beef farmer or a dairy farm. There's no one who's actually serving the cows. So the beef farmer, his crop is beef. He's basically slaughtering the big ones and keeping the little ones before the winter comes in for next year. So his crop is beef. He's really not, doing anything with the manure. And the dairy farm, they're just exploiting the cows for their milk, really not doing anything for the manure, okay? So what they do use in this, and a lot of you guys might not know in organics, number one fertilizer here is liquid fish. So they take the fish and they make it into a liquid form and they feed it to the plants. That's what they do. And then number two is blood, bone, and meal. Blood, bone, and meal. Let's that sink in for a second. And that is called organic here, and that's what they feed to the plants. Who lives in the soil? Who lives in the soil? Anyone? Yes. Who else? Bacteria, fungi, microorganisms, earthworms. Yes. So earthworms, I don't know if most of you know, are 100% vegetarian. And those are the big guns. Those are the big boys that are in the soil. So they're being 100% vegetarian. So what happens when you give them blood, bone, and meal, liquid fish? What happens to them? They all die. So you see the pattern here? Kill the cows, kill the soil, and grow this fake food, give it to human beings, and slowly kill them as well. So the whole cycle is backwards. So this has to get changed. So what we do, we have 150-acre land, as Prabhu said, and we have 18 cows. I'd like to change that. 18 gold bunch, cows and bulls. We have 7 boys and 11 girls. And we're only milking 4 of them, and rest of them, they live out their lives. So what we do is just let them graze. So when cows are grazing, that's their natural state. They're happy. They're happy with their loved ones. They're not seeing any slaughter being happen. So they're very, very happy. So we let the cows graze the land. And when they're grazing, also what is going on? They're urinating there and they're also plopping their dung there. So what's happening to the microorganisms that are in the soil at that time? What's happening to them? Flourishing, right? They're multiplying. That's because they're getting natural stuff that they're designed to eat, right? So now you cultivate that land. You cultivate that land and grow food for human consumption. If you have the milk from us, or if you have the vegetables from us, you know what you will say? You'll say, this reminds me of back home. India ki yaad dila di, So this is what we're missing. The aspect of growing natural, authentic food. And the resources are the mother cows, So it's people that have had, this type of food back home who became adults and came here. I was 10 years old when I came here into this country. But we've always had devotees, Hare Krishna devotees always coming to our house. In fact, actually, we, from Delhi, my grandfather had 2 cows, and we actually even got to serve Srila Prabhupada with milk in Delhi. So, which was a huge, huge thing. Maybe that's what the Skruti is, that I'm able to serve cows today. And when I was 40, I asked one day to my Guru Maharaj, I said, Maharaj, we take initiation, we chant the Lord's name, we chant the 16 rounds, we follow the 4 regulated principles, but still feels like Govind is very far away. What can I do? What else can I do to please the Lord? And my Guru Maharaj said, Vishal, you go serve the cows. And I was like, what? Serve the cow? Like, I was not expecting that. And he goes, go serve the cows. And I said, Maharaj, in Canada? And he said, yes, in Canada. So I came home, discussed it with the family, Maharaj was saying this. And my mom said, you're going to serve the cows or are you going to do business? So we're going to do business. We're not, nobody brings cows at home, you know what I mean? We're not even, we don't even have the space for it or anything like that. So anyhow, we started as a family, started donating some money in some Gaushalas in India. Started doing that. And then we started, but then this guilty consciousness of, Maharaj said to serve in Canada and they're serving, in Gaushalas in India is not the right move. So I started going to the dairy farms here. And that's when I really realized what was happening to cows. I had no clue. Somewhat idea, but not to this extent. So it is unacceptable, Also, another part I wanted, because it's such a vast topic, and I can go on talking about just on the health, but I want to touch a little bit on everything. And if any questions you guys have, I'll let you guys ask me as well. And then there was a pastime that happened, some Krishna Leela, that we ended up getting desi cows. So this is a breed called Gir. It's a part of Gujarat, this Gir cow originated from. So we actually got them from Brazil because they went to Brazil and that's where we got them from. So we have, as I mentioned, 11 girls and 7 boys. Another thing I want to a little bit touch, I want to touch a little bit aspect of the spirituality. A lot of people don't understand the spiritual aspect of cows. So how many demigods and gods are in cows? Okay, let's ask a different question. How many is not in it? Which one is not in it? Not even one. Every single one of them resides in the cow. Lord Hari resides in the heart of the cow. Lord Shiva, Lord Shankar resides in the forehead. Lord Brahma resides in the hump of the cow. We're talking about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, what else to talk about anyone else? So she's even the god of the gods. Lord Krishna takes a raj, the bodhuli, from the cows and puts it on his head. There's so many pastimes with Krishna, how he reciprocates when somebody's serving the cows. So everybody knows about the Govardhan Leela. In the Govardhan Leela, Lord Indra caused havoc in the Brajmandal. And afterwards, the whole Leela happened. Lord Indra could not face Lord Krishna. He couldn't go face him for what he had done. So he went to Brahmaji and asked him, what can I do? How should I go? And see Lord Krishna, beg him for mercy for atone myself for what I've done. Lord Brahma said, take the Surabhi cow, and when Krishna starts petting the cow, you come from the back, from the tail end of the cow. And that's what he did. And Krishna was not upset at all. He said, it's all good, don't worry about it. So we all know Krishna loves cows, but is there anyone who loves cows more than Krishna? Does anyone know? If there is anybody who loves cows more than Krishna? Yes, there is somebody who loves cows more than Krishna. And her name is Radharani. So Srimati Radharani, Kishori ji, she loves cows even more than Krishna. So how can we prove that? There's a pastime that takes place when a demon by the name of Arishtasur came to Brajmandal and he caused havoc in Vrindavan. When he would hit his hoofs on the ground, a lot of females would have miscarriage. His horns almost touched the sky, this guy was mammoth. Long story short, Krishna ended up killing him. When Krishna killed him, he went to Shri Radharani at night and she said, please don't come close to me. She said, you've done go hatya, go aparadh. So you're full of sins. So I don't want to take those sins on. You cannot come near me. He said, I didn't kill any sin. I didn't kill any cows. I killed a demon. And Radharani said, yes, he might be a demon, but he was in the form of a cow, form of a bull, which is unacceptable. So he tried to persuade her, but she wasn't budging. So then he asked, okay, what can he do to, wash his sins away? And Radharani said, why don't you go and bathe in all the sacred rivers? Go bathe in the Ganga, the Yamuna, Godavari, go Saraswati ji, go bathe in all these rivers, and then you can bathe. So Krishna took his ankle, he hit it on the floor, make a big pond, and then all the rivers showed up there. And then he bathed in there and he washed the sin of killing cow. And that we all know places called today is Shamkund and Radhakund. So that's the story that shows the two Lord of all lords, Radha and Krishna, how much they love cows. When Krishna was 6 days old, he killed Putana. How big was Putana? She was 3 yojan, 12 miles. And Krishna was only 6 days old. And she couldn't move him from here to here. So his grip is very strong. So once he grabs you, his grip is very strong. And he sucked the life out of her. As soon as he killed her, Mother Yashoda went there and picked him up and took him straight where? Straight into the Gaushala. And now he's getting bathed with cow urine and everything else. Who is this? The Lord of all lords, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, the cause of all causes, is seeking protection from Gomutra and everything else. So it just shows how important cows are to Krishna. There's a lot of things that are happening right now. One of the big movements that's happening right now, I want to touch a little bit on, is veganism. A lot of people are turning into vegan. There's nothing wrong with that if you understand what the main thing behind them is, basically the cruelty of the animals. So I look at vegans as, they see there's a problem and they don't want to be a part of it. They don't want anything to do with it, which is great, which is awesome. But, Krishna was not vegan. He was Makhan Chor. He was a butter thief. So, Vedant Indians, it's very difficult to become, and it's not right thing to do anyways. So what we do is, as Vaishnavas, is we see there's a problem, but we want to solve the problem. So we go ahead and protect the cows without cruelty. So we don't slaughter any. My grandfather never slaughtered any of the cows or bulls. And you come there, we have 7 boys, you can see them. The father's there, the cousins is there, the masi's there, they're all there. So you can see that. So we don't have to do this cruelty. They can live out their lives. So another thing I ask the vegans also is, if guys like us don't exist, how do you plan to grow your food? Synthetic fertilizers? Is that how you want to grow your food? It's not practical. You'll be sick. You need the cows. It has to be a cold region. It has to be a 360 degree when it comes to there. And a lot of people ask me this question, Prabhu, which milk is good? We buy this milk and we buy A2 milk and A1 milk and all these other things. And I answer this in a very simple manner. Where the babies are slaughtered and they don't get a drop of that milk cannot be good for you. As simple as that. Anybody, doesn't matter which living entity, as long as you're living into, even a plant, if you don't treat it right, you put them in a stressful condition, how would their output be? It'll be negative. The output will be negative. So, when the cows are happy in their natural state, we're practicing this more and more. We leave the babies and we just separate them at night, and there's still enough milk. There's enough milk for everyone. Cows do give quite a bit of milk, and when they're happy, that milk is milk for the gods. So there's a lot of different aspects that I can keep on talking about. And also, I want to touch a little bit on the environment aspect of it. So when you have a cluster of cows, like in a dairy pen, where you have, let's say, 300 heads or 3,000 heads, cows in one spot. So all their manure is getting together into one spot. So what that does is cause like a cluster bomb in the atmosphere, which is called methane. Methane has to be burned. If you release methane into the air, just like that, it's a big, big, big issue. 50% of the climate issues that we have is the greenhouse gases emissions. So when you let the cows graze and she plops her dung on the floor, there's beetles, there's insects, microorganisms, earthworms that come and devour it. So it does not get released into the air, it goes into the ground, which is very, very, very important. And another thing is, with the kids over here today, day and age, what do we have to really offer them as parents, as nutrition? If you really look at it, they have to become a father one day, they have to become a mother one day. What do we really have? Cookies, chips, artificial flavored drinks? How can we be okay with that? Where are they going to get nutrition food? And then they have another problem. Phone. I started holding this when I was maybe 25. Today a 2.5-year-old knows how to use this better than I do. Their organs haven't developed yet. Their brains have not developed yet. So not only that they're not getting nutrition, on top of that they're getting chemicals that they have to fight. Plus all this radiation that's going on. So I believe cow protection in today's day and age is not a want, it's a need. And this is not something that one family can do. It has to be a collaboration of the community coming together. We have so many temples, in the GTA. Then why not a Gaushala? Why not a Gaushala? We're the only Gaushala in all of Ontario. So I will humbly request all of you to become cow protectors. You can go on our website, girfarms.ca, or you can look at Gopal Gaushala, and you'll get all the information there. How many of you have been to the farm? So there's a lot of you that still needs to come there. We're open 7 days a week. You can call me, but you do need an appointment before you come. And one of the ways that we have thought about cow protecting is let us grow food for you. So we will cultivate that land, we will grow the food, but then we have another problem. And the problem is that we're not living in South America. It's a very cold climate country. So the growing season here is very short. Basically, you put the seed in, let's say end of May, beginning of June. By the time the harvest starts, you're looking at mid-July. And come now, end of September, everything is finished. So you only have like 6 weeks. If you were really good practicing of agriculture, maybe, you can grow food for another, say 10 weeks. That's about it. How do you protect cows when you can only make an income of 10 weeks? So what we have decided to do, you have to eat, so do I. We all have to eat. Cow service has to be done 7 days a week. So we go out to wholesalers and distributors and we buy produce for you guys. Next year, if we have a couple hundred families, we can say, we already have all the big ticket items. We have the land, we have the cows, we have the manure, we have the tractors. We can start growing the food for you guys. And then when you eat that food, which will be a nutrition-dense food, that's the game, that's the goal. So I humbly request all of you to sign up. We have this basket system that we deliver to people's homes. We even at downtown will deliver it. You can get it as weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, whatever works for you guys. So I humbly request that all you guys please take this opportunity on. And if not that, then come to the farm. Do some cow service. just by rubbing a cow, if one of her follicle falls off, that lifetime the sins are eradicated. It's that simple. We have to know who we're dealing with. Lord Krishna, Lord Radharani takes their dust and puts it on their head. I can go on and on, but I would like to leave this time if anybody has any questions. So please go ahead and do ask me any questions you guys have.
We have a microphone, so if anyone wants to raise their hand, we'll pass the microphone to ask them questions. Sorry? Okay.
So this baby calf right now, she is 3.5 months, and her name is Sati. Sati, and she's very, very, very calm. And even just to see a cow is auspicious. They say where there's 7 girls, 7 cows, or 5 boys, 5 nandis, that place becomes a place of pilgrimage. And you have that here in Canada. Sorry, yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have a question. You said that the milk that we get is not from the farm you are talking about, right? So, there is only one farm you said that, that gives a pure milk that we actually should drink. So, what is the solution? What we should do?
So this is a sad situation we have in this country. If you came to me, you said, Prabhu, can I get a leg of this cow? Legally, I can chop it and give it to you. Legally, I can slaughter and give it to you. But milk is a criminal offense in this country. If you want halal meat, it's available, no? You want kosher food, it's available, no? So why not from a milk from a cow that's not being slaughtered, where the babies are not being slaughtered? Is that too of a vicious demand? Is that too unreasonable to ask? So why is not allowed? We are as a farm working on this, and hopefully we have an answer for it soon. We have applied for that please allow us to have this milk. We do give milk in the form of for puja, for deity worship or worship of the Shivling. We do allow that. But in this country, it's unfortunate. The milk is not allowed. But we all have to come together for that, so we're fighting on this cause right now. But if we cannot give you milk, we can definitely give you oils. We have the land, we're growing sunflowers, we're growing mustard, so we can definitely, who's getting pure oils today? We can definitely give you that. Someone's getting married, who's getting proper cow dung in the oven? We can give you all of that. Any havan, any homa you want to do, we can give you that. And kids can pet the cow. She's very calm. Anybody can pet the cow. She's not going to do anything. She's very, very calm. Would that be good, Prabhu?
Yes, we'll take a few more questions.
Yes,
if that's
sure.
okay.
Yes,
Before that, just requesting everyone to please maintain some silence. And I know there's a question here.
I know kids get so excited when
Yes, kids are excited.
They don't get to see that, right? And this is what they're missing. They should be touching her, they should be coming here. Yes, Prabhu. Oh, sorry, okay. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So I wanted to ask, can't we develop such culture, say how we have in India, in North America, that there is a concept of miniature cows. I think, the cow doesn't grow up and it's in the form of cow, whole its life.
Yes, Kalpanduri. Yeah, I know. It's a small little calf. I think it's from the South India.
Yes, you're right. So is it habitable for them to have how people keep pets here? So instead of that, we can have that culture in North America of keeping that cows.
Yes, it's a very good question. This is another thing that we've been fighting with the government here. So cows are not considered pets. They're not in the pets category. So what are they considered? They're considered livestock. So what we did was there was a pet expo at the International Center, and we kind of just took our calves there. We actually took one of our bulls. His name is Love. He was 3 weeks old at that time. So we took him, and we had a big crowd all around us, because they never see anything like that. Guess what? We got kicked out. We got removed from there within half an hour. They said, this is not a pet. You cannot bring. I'm like, how can you consider snakes as pets? Snakes you can take even on the TDC bus, no problem. Dogs and cats we all know. But tarantulas are considered pets. But cows are not. And you can't blame them because, the thing is, at the end of the day, they're to be eaten. That's they're a commodity. They don't have the concept of taking care of them without anything in return. So we are working on that as well to get them as a pet status, where we can take them. But now, like we're here at the temple, we have taken them to some schools as well, as cow therapy. We have taken them to different places, and we've already filed a petition and a complaint to the government to consider cows as pets. So it doesn't have to be the big cows, the small cows, like she's 3.5 months. We have babies coming all the time, you can bring them. So this is the breed we have here, which is very comfortable. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, we'll take a question at the back, and then we have a couple more questions. Prabhu?
So I have one quick thing. How did Kali Yuga enter? In Srimad Bhagavatam, the entry of Kali Yuga is given. So what did Parikshit Maharaj see? Parikshit Maharaj see this one person, and what he's done, he's cut off 3 legs of the Nandi, of the bull. And the mother is calfless. The cow does not have the baby. So he slaughtered the baby and put it somewhere, I don't know, so the mother cow is crying. That's how the entry of Kali Yuga is. And when Parikshit Maharaj saw this, he pulled out his sword and ready to slaughter this guy, and he surrendered onto him and said, I'm Kali Yuga, it's my era to come. So in the age of Kali, to do cow protection is a very tough task. But Krishna says something in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Krishi go raksha vanyacham, pashya karam sabhavjam. So he says Krishi. Krishi means farming. Go means go mata. And the third word is very, very important. He says raksha. Raksha is a little different than seva, no? Haribol. Okay, I'm gonna give some space, just a few more minutes, and then you guys can come. We're still here. So the next word he uses is raksha. Raksha is a little bit different than seva. Most of us are considered with seva, but raksha comes with a little bit more responsibility, a little bit more things that are needed to protect someone. And who needs protection are VIPs. Yes, Prabhu, sorry, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam.
No.
So, I was also concerned about this whole topic about cows, but I was told by someone that if we offer to Krishna, then Krishna takes away all the sins. For example, if we offer milk to Krishna, then Krishna will take away all the sins from that milk, and the cow whose milk we offer to Krishna, that cow will also get benefited. So is these things are true?
Yes, of course it's true. You offer to Krishna, everything gets nullified. But on that same token, are you okay with, the things that happen to the cow?
No.
The baby slaughter. Obviously we're not, right?
No.
So I understand when we don't have a choice. But here, now we do have a choice.
Yes.
Right? So why not support this Gaushala?
Exactly.
So why not make it successful that we can take it to another level? I understand a lot of us, we just don't have a choice. But if we don't make the sound, if we don't ask for the government, and if we don't move forward with it, if we don't help Gaushalas, if we don't come forward and protecting them in so many different ways, Lakshmi could be one, volunteer work could be one, buying any products that the cows are offering, that could be another one. Coming there, celebrating your birthdays there. Gopashtami is coming soon, and during the Kartik month. Come, take darshan of the cows. So I understand that when you don't have a choice, it's understood. But here you do have a choice today. That you can come and support us.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, bro. Anyone else? Anyone else having a question?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Before taking any more questions, we request all the adults standing here to please be seated. You'll get a chance to
Have a seat,
pet the cow.
everyone. You'll have time.
in about 5 to 10 minutes. So requesting everyone to please calm down. And Prabhu will take just 2 more questions in the front here. Yeah?
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for your insightful knowledge about cow protection and how you serve the cows. So can you just shed more light on the spiritual auspiciousness of cow dung, cow urine, and how do you serve the cows during the deep winters? Like we have 6 months of winters here. So how do you serve the cows in Gaushala? Thank you so much.
So the winter aspect is pretty cold, and for the Indian cows, we did find it difficult at the beginning, but now we're serving the cows for 7 years, and we have made a very beautiful Gaushala. And the ones that have been there, they can see it. It's fully insulated and it's very, very comfortable. We have not lost any of our cows to the cold. Also, what we're noticing, the new babies that are being born, they're a little bit more hardy. So they can stay outside. We don't bring them in till at least -10. So just when it touches double digits, and it's up to them. We leave the door open. They can come in and out as they please. So we find that till -10 they like to be inside outside. So which goes up till almost November. So we give them 4 to 5 months of that time, and that's it. And as far as spirituality is concerned, cow dung, the Mother Lakshmi, the consort of Lord Vishnu, resides in the cow dung. So, and Ganga is also in the cow urine. So there's every aspect of the cow, as I mentioned, is spiritual. So it's full of spirituality. As I said, there's no deity that is not inside the cow. Yes, ma'am.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for bringing awareness about our food and the cows. Actually, the scientists are saying that our food right now has 90% less nutrients. So everything that we are eating has only 10% nutrients. And it's so sad because not all of us can have a farm. I live in a condo, I can't afford a farm. And right now, Safe Soil is a global awareness, safesoil.com. It talks about how we can change and ask the government to change the regulations so we can have cows in the farm instead of tractors, and change the way we do farming like the way we did before. So please, I request everyone to go into safesoil.com and hear what the scientists are saying about our food and what we can do, and ask the government to change the regulations so we can all have healthy food. So, and the letter is already drafted there.
So one thing I want to add on to that. See, changing all these things, the main thing is the cruelty to the animals. We gotta stop killing of the cows and the babies. The tractors and all that are secondary. It's so far ahead. Even myself, I don't think I will stop using tractors. How can a kid, how much land can you cultivate with cows? Where are you gonna, and even bulls, you have to castrate them, turn them into, oxes in order to use them in the fields. We don't even do that. So I think cow protection has to understand, put yourself in the calves, in the hooves of the cow, and then make that decision. The cruelty aspect is what Hare Krishna really looks at. We don't want any cruelty on this being. It's the God of all gods. It's the God of even Lord Krishna. That's the main thing. And if she lives her life, she'll bless everything. She's Jagat Janani. She can handle everything herself. But she has one problem. She's a mother. Mothers are what? Unconditional love. Husband and wife still might have conditions, but mothers and child, there's no condition. It's unconditional. Even Krishna says, surrender unto me first. Take my Sharanagati and then we'll see. But not cows. Yes, Prabhu. Alright, thank you very much, everyone. I want to thank you, everyone, for giving me their time, and please bless us that we keep on serving mother cows just the way we're doing it. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Thank you. Let's give a bigger round of applause to Vishal Prabhu and his team. I'd also like to thank sponsors for today's Sunday feast. Suman and Obraji for sponsoring for his wife. We just request